All right, everyone, welcome to the Toro Bravo Retirement Income Podcast. And today we are here at the Los Cedros Ranch in Paladuro Canyon. We just got done riding horses around and acting like we're real cowboys.
Yeah, we are all hat and cattle being able to deliver results.
Yeah,
just today.
Every other day we're all hat, no cattle.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about some things in retirement, and one thing that we wanted to visit about is sometimes people get to retirement and they maybe have 200,000-300,000 in their 401k or IRA, and they want to take it all out and buy an RV, and that's going to be their retirement plan. Does that make a lot of sense?
Unfortunately, it doesn't, for a whole host of reasons. Number one, you can no longer get income off of that to really last. And number two, there's a whole lot of expenses people don't think about. But number three, there's tax implications people don't think about, right?
Yeah. So you take out $200,000. Guess where your tax bracket just went to? 200,000 plus your Social Security plus whatever else you might have. And so now you're at a 24, 27% or higher, depending on how much you're taking out. So the taxes will definitely kill you in that situation. The other thing a lot of people don't think about is it makes a lot of sense to just finance it. Somebody will say, well, you have to pay an interest rate on the financing, but you also put the risk over on the person that financed it. What if you got into a financial situation where you could not afford to pay those payments? Well, they would not be able to take your IRA from you. So what they do, they'll come take the camper back. And that seems to be least of the evil things that can happen to you in that kind of terrible situation. So, put those kind of risk on the bank. Let somebody else take those kind of risk. Also, once you've invested, you've taken the money out, and like you said, you don't have that income anymore. That 200,000-300,000, let's say it could have been producing 8,000, 12,000, maybe more per year of cash flow income, depending on what you invested in. But now that's gone. And now you have a camper that frankly is going to rust and depreciate and turn into garbage. And then as you age and you realize you can't drive around like you did, do all the things that an RV needs, and now you have this wasting asset in the backyard and no income to provide for your retirement.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. Unfortunately, we see this all the time where people think it's a good idea to even pay off a house entirely. But one of the things Brian mentioned was the huge risk is if you ever fall into a bad situation, the government's definitely just going to come and take that away from you. So suddenly you're homeless. Not only do you maybe not have as much income, but now you don't have a home.
Yeah. So we talk about protecting your capital. And too many people don't think about that. They don't appreciate how important this capital is. But frankly, you saved it all your life. I mean, this is not something that just happened in the last few years. In most cases, I mean, sometimes somebody sells a business and now they have an infusion of capital. But for most people, they spent 10, 20, 30 years accumulating this money, and this money needs to be what takes care of you now. And so we recommend in most cases that you take out whatever down payment you need, and then the rest you just finance and then enjoy your retirement, get the rest of your IRA cash flowing so that you have money coming in to pay for your expenses. And that just makes sense on a basic financial planning. You mentioned the house. A lot of people want to pull retirement funds out to finish paying off the house, but yet sometimes they may not realize that they got this loan when interest rates were really low.
People, I'm sorry to tell you, you are never finding a fixed 3% loan again. Gone are those days. So yeah, a lot of people are hanging on. As a result, they frankly should be hanging on to that loan because that's basically free money when you consider inflation.
Yeah, and the other thing is, it's like, well, I should have a paid for house. I will be so happy if I had a paid for house. And the reality is, you should be looking at your entire picture. How much cash flow do you have? How much can you produce from your investments? Those can pay for that mortgage, and those can pay for those living expenses. So it's really not. Many people don't realize that it's probably better off to keep that mortgage, let it continue until you've gotten it paid off. But don't, again, you go back, you take 100,000, 200,000 out of your retirement. Even if your retirement's $1 million, you're still suddenly pushing yourself up in tax brackets, taking that much out in one time, and that can be a problem.